G'day gang. The footage from this episode we actually filmed a couple of months ago. We took Rocky out to a local national park to have our first go at popping him into low range and just to start getting used to the various systems that he has, because he's vastly different to our 15 Everest that we had. There was nothing particularly difficult or challenging about what we did on the day. It was literally to just go out and get used to what he can do, to better prepare us for in the future when we will go out and push him a lot harder. Everything we did, any four-wheel drive could have done where we went to at this Lockyer National Park. Anyway, hopefully you enjoy it, and if there's anything you want to know, as always, pop it in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Audrey the Icon Adventures. I'm Connie.
And I'm Daryl.
And this is Audrey the Icon.
Okay, we're in Rocky. He's sitting here in neutral at the moment. He's still in 4A. I've spun the dial down here to put him into, what mode are we in? Let's have a look. I'll put him in slippery because the track's a little bit how you're going. And on the display I've used the screen note buttons over here to get onto the off-road mode, and I put it on gauges and then I just flick the toggle a couple of bits and pieces. We've got the two angles, so the inclinometer and the side inclinometer, they're big words, inclinometers, and the power distribution. Not that I really care where the drive's going, it's going where it wants to. We're not in low range. Let's go. We'll just turn the camera on here and there. Connie's holding the camera, and it's surprising, even though it looks like it's bouncing around quite a lot, the gimbal does quite a good job of smoothing it out. You'll still see that we're bobbling around all over the place. I'm not going to be driving the silly rough line. I'm still want to take care of our tyres here. The last thing I want to have to do is to learn how to change a spare while we're on the side of a hill. I'm just going nice and gentle. I can already see that the surface is quite rocky. There's a few loose ones here and there. Nothing bad. Whoop-de-doos to go over.
Maybe we can show them the track.
Do you want to say that again? I couldn't hear you.
I lost my voice for a minute. I said maybe we can show them the track of where we're heading.
All right.
Looking at you.
All right, well, we have to play with the gimbal to do that, so we'll learn how to do that, see if we can work out how to do that. All right, we're just going uphill. It's a little bit torn up here. What are we doing, about 10 to 12 degrees up? Still quite tame. I hope the camera is showing that it's actually a fairly loose, rocky surface. And then there's some really big rocks that are buried in that we pop over here and there. It's just little patches of it like that, and then the rest of it is like drive anything along here. Okay, we're stopped, we're in neutral. We're coming up to a bit of a creek crossing that Connie is standing on the other side of. There's some rocks, a bit of undulation. Let's have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to pop him into low. So I've just pushed the 4L button, 4x4 shift. ESC is off in 4 low. Okay, let's have a look what mode we're in. We were in slippery. Let's go all the way around to mud ruts. And we're just going to crawl through here nice and gentle because there's some rocks to climb over to get here. Now, it's not particularly treacherous or rough. It's just, let's have a little bit of a play here with some of the buttons and features that Rocky's got. I'll make sure I miss this really big rock to our right hand side here. All right, bit of a hole there for the left front to fall into. And left rear goes into it. I haven't used the accelerator yet. He's just literally rolling here and he's coming out. Now a little bit of accelerator to crawl out. Won't get any wheel lift here. A little bit more accelerator. There we go. So it's only, all right, let's go and do this next bit. Still in second gear. So we tipped over a little bit there, not much. And we'll come down in here and we'll crawl up here. Well, this was, if you're looking for something crazy or really exciting, that was super anticlimactic. Anyway, that was super simples, as I say. Anyway, all right, so this is the start of where it starts to get quite steep. The track's very well defined still. At this point, I see no point in putting it in low range, so we'll stay in 4A and keep going. We've got a rut to cross over just here. What I'm noticing is that you can feel the front, it's almost as if the front falls in, not in a bad way, you just feel it fall in, yet the rear, when it gets there, it seems to just glide in. It has a very different feel, the rear end coming in, as opposed to the front end coming in and crossing ruts like that. Now it's starting to get steeper, so to make it easier for ourselves, I'm just going to push the low button. It tells you to put it into neutral first. Does the 4x4 shift. ESC is off. We're in 4 low. We're sitting at about 12 degrees up. The locker is on automatically. We're in 4 low. Mud rut.
That's the brake.
That was the neutral gear. Now we're in the drive gear. So it goes into second automatically. The automatic automatically goes into second. How about this? When you put it into low, the vehicle goes into second gear. That's a little bit better. And we're just going to crawl up here in second gear, nice and gently. There's lots of smaller steps. You'll see the dash jumping around in front of you a bit there because the gimbal and the camera weighs a couple of kilos, and holding onto that and holding onto the handle and everything at the same time, it takes a little bit of effort. Anyway, that was up and over that first step that we could see, nice and easily. I had thought about getting out and filming the vehicle coming up, and that's just too much like hard work and even close to being exercise for me, therefore not going to happen. Therefore, you get the first person perspective of inside the car going up here. Haven't even gone over 2,000 RPM yet. Just nice and gently. We're going to step over here a bit. So we'll straddle this rut.
They probably can only see dash. Sorry. There's a lot of dash in the picture.
No, that's all right though. They can still see the track because I can see it on the screen. The oil temp is still about those 6 bars or so below the little handle on the pot. Water temp is still where it was. It's not particularly steep. Well, the inclinometer says it's not particularly steep. We only just went through 10 degrees then. We'll just slide to the left-hand side of this rut because we can. We don't need to be the hero and be the first person that writes off a Super Duty by getting in the wrong spot and falling down the hill.
No, thank you.
Somebody else can have that dishonourable honour. All right, we're doing about 9 kilometres an hour. This climb does go for a little ways, and 12. And when you drive along as slow as this, it does take a little while to get up there. At the same time, we're in no rush. Now, a bit of a narrow section there towards the drop-off. It's still quite comfortable here in Rocky. Yeah, you move around a little bit because the whole vehicle's moving around a bit on all these rocks and ruts. If anybody wants to complain about the comfort, golly gee, I don't know what that, maybe they were used to driving around in a Range Rover or something, or a 200, because this is just as comfortable as our 15 model Everest was. And that was a very comfortable vehicle for us. There's a hole right there.
Found it.
Yeah. We're about to go down some very steep, rocky, rutted road here. And to do that, we're going to put him into rock crawl mode. We're stopped here in neutral using the selector. Turn it around to rock crawl. It changes to a bit of a brownish colour for the screen. It's doing a 4x4 shift in progress. ESC is off in 4 low. It's brought up the inclinometers and the power distribution. The rear locker is on automatically. It's in 4 low. So when you put it into rock crawl mode, it puts it into 4 low, as opposed to mud ruts that we're using before, that puts it into 4 high. Let's go up here. I can't lift the camera any higher than that. Oh, that's a downhill. All right, that's looking down the hill. I know the camera doesn't show it. Rocky's blind, it's pointing straight out, fairly level. Pardon me, we're about 4 degrees down with the bonnet level, and that goes down a lot steeper. I'm going to pass the camera to Connie, and she will be holding on tight, and we'll see how steep this gets. We'll leave the inclinometer on because that's the default screen. And there you go, you've got that. Just allow for hittage here and there. Into drive, he goes into first gear by himself when you put him in rock crawl. And down we go. If I wanted to, I could use what do they call it, their trail. It's the old hill descent control, whatever they call that these days. Anyway, we're not using that. I'm using my big right hoof to control the brake as we go down here. Nice and gentle and off some of these big rock steps. Now the footage would probably look half decent from outside. To walk down this hill would be an effort in itself, let alone carrying a couple of $1,000 worth of gear and hopefully not slipping over and smashing it. All of 2 or 3 kilometres an hour. The GPS is saying 0. My view, the GPS camera has been playing up a little bit. No, it's not the Ford supplied one. It's my 8-year-old unit that is extremely well travelled. There we go. Got down that part. Very controlled. And I expect he'll just stay in first gear for this. Eddie used to. I had to change him when we were in, I think he had a rock crawl type mode as well. At the moment, we're just going down here. It's about 6 kilometres an hour, not touching the brake. We've picked up to 7. Definitely don't want to go any faster than this. As I say, I'm not using the brake at the moment. And look at all those cans there that there's like 5 of them. The pigs have got to leave all over the place. I'm going to come down below them. We'll stop them, we'll get out and pick them up and do the right thing. Because it flattens out here just a little bit. Just there. Oh, and there's another one down there. Oh, more than another one down there. I hate pigs that leave their crap all over the ground. Because the pigs keep doing what they're doing, that's why tracks get closed. There we go. All right, we're still going down here. Our seat belts. There we go. Saying only about 11 degrees at the moment, which is all pretty tame. 12, 13. Still tame. As I said before, just using the foot on the brake. I'm not using the trail assist. I don't remember the proper name. I'll look it up and I'll put it as a little banner underneath at the bottom of the screen. It's just taking it all nice and gentle and we've never driven up this one, we've only ever driven down it. I think we've been down it. I think you and I have been down here once, and I think I came down here one other time when I was out with some of the gang.
I think we did it during COVID or around that one. We just wanted to get out.
Maybe. Go over your way. Let the right hand tyre go into the hole.
Okay. 17, 18, 20.
Oh, well, we're just coming along, and I purposely came over this spot where I knew it'd be a bit of a low point. And there we go, 21 degrees down at the moment. And I sit up straight in the seat, and all I can see is the ground in front of us. Woohoo! That's the sort of thing that we like to go out and have a bit of fun doing. We've still got our camper trailer hitch in. It didn't hit on the way down, so that's good. It doesn't hang particularly low. It's not as low as the standard Super Duty hitch, the one that we're using for our camper trailer. One day we'll have to drive up this. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. We're on our way to buy groceries.
That's right.
I don't know what time we left. It's after 12 though.
A while ago.
I should have put the log on to see actually how far we've driven. Anyway, I don't care. There's another can. I'm not stopping and picking up every bit of rubbish. We picked up quite a bit today.
Yeah, I've got a couple of bucks worth in the back.
With the concentration of the cans and those last couple of spots, you'd have to think that people were broken and consuming their V or whatever that stuff was.
There was like discs, the cutting discs.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. I've put 2 of those in the back, as well as
Gosh.
Anderson plug and part of a hockey strap thing, and yeah.
Wow, they obviously had a bad day.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all the traction here. It's just all exposed rock. I hate how people have to come up here with their McDonald's and then throw the crap on the ground.
That's right.
It's not the first time we've been out in the beautiful national parks and had it.
Sorry.
And found it.
I wasn't expecting that.
Nor was I. There we go.
Yeah, because where's the nearest McDonald's?
Yeah. We're just about at the bottom now. That bit of road base we can see ahead signifies the bottom. I might get out and walk back up and pick up some of the rubbish because I won't have to sit in here with my foot on the brake for safety's sake. And you can sit in here and enjoy the aircon for a minute or three while I do that. Alright.
Okay.
Stop like that, put him in park, he'll put his brake on. And so we're going to get down here out of the way, find a nice safe spot where we're not stopped in the middle of the dirt road and pump our tyres up. Alright, sweetheart, that's Rocky's first little excursion, playing a little bit in low range in a couple of places that it was beneficial, especially that long hill climb. Even though it wasn't overly steep, it was just had to be attacked very slowly because of how undulating and rough all the rock was.
It was a bit shaly in places as well, so that was good.
Aussie way people, black buggers hanging around. Anyway, yes, at the same time, we let the tyres down to just over 30 pound when they were warm, back in the car park a couple of hours ago now, and they made their way up to about 35 while we're driving along. So they're only let down a little bit, not a great deal. And he always felt sure-footed. We picked up a lot of rubbish, especially cans, plastic bottles.
Probably got about $2 worth in there at least.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, anyway, back to Rocky, our Super Duty. He just handled it really well. Nothing was an effort. We were in normal mode for some of it, slippery mode for some of it, mud and ruts for a couple of bits and pieces, and then rock crawl for coming down that last steep descent, which was great. And he just plodded along. It was good to learn that when you select rock crawl, for instance, you automatically did a shift into low range, put the transmission into first gear. Mud ruts, put it into high range, 4 high, and put it into second gear. Back in slippery mode, it didn't care. I think it just left it in 4A for us. And obviously normal mode was just normal mode. Go away, you black bugger. I can tell you, for anyone that would like to know, that gets a Ford licence accessory tray with the boxes, the storage box that you get with it, the King's dual compressor fits with a couple of millimetres to spare to slide it in through the opening. And then we have the hose, the extension hose, the inflator, and a dusting pistol, and all that fits in there just really neat and tidy. If you're considering where you might put a compressor, we had to wait until we got Rocky to be able to find that out, and we did, and it just works perfect for us and our setup. Overall though, today was just to go out and have a little bit of fun in low range, see what he's like. He's dirty. I'll do a quick walk around with the camera now just to show you how dirty. Again, nothing compared to how Ford tested. At the same time, we got him nice and dirty today, and overall, very happy.
Yeah.
Thanks for following along, and just a quick shout out to all the new subscribers and all the new viewers. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate it. We earn a grand total of $0.00 by doing this.
And we purchased all this stuff ourselves, so it's from a personal point of view, not a sales point of view.
Exactly. It's just two people that happen to own a Ranger Super Duty Super Cab, sharing their experiences, and all we ask in return is drop a comment or a like if you want to, and if you don't, then don't. Thanks again.
See you next time.
Bye. Here he is. Connie's just putting the tray back up. I'm not going to get in overly close. As I said before, he's not filthy dirty. He's just a bit dirty. Handled everything very, very easily. One thing I did notice as a difference to Eddie, our 2015 Everest, these side steps have holes in the top. Therefore, don't put anything on top of them because they'll fall through. Whereas Eddie's steps were enclosed or solid. So I used to be able to put the TPMS sensors up on there and not lose them. Anyway, just a new process for us. Anyway, you can see we got it all splashed around in there. We used the battery with the engine running to run the compressor to pump our tyres back up. Here it is. This side got a bit more dirt for the wheels. Some of the stripes on here are just literally some very light brush work that rubbed in the dust. I'd like to think we didn't actually pinstripe Rocky anywhere. And in the back, a small selection of all the crap that we picked up from all the pigs. Going really well.